Okay, so till now we have discussed about the distance formula and we have solved many questions based on distance formula and application of distance formula. Okay, so in detail we have understood and we have concluded the distance formula. Now we will going to learn another concept in coordinate geometry, and that concept is section formula. Okay, next concept is section formula. Now let us understand what exactly is meant by section formula. Section formula is a concept, is a formula, is an identity by which we can deduce the coordinates of a point which divides a certain line segment. Okay, for example, if I say that there is a line segment like this, and this is A and this is B, and I am saying that let us say this A line has x1 y1, this A point has x1 y1 coordinates and this B point has x2 y2 coordinates, and I want to deduce the coordinates of a point which lie on this line segment. Okay, which lie on this line segment, let us say here, let us say P is a point which lie on this line segment. Now you can see that this P point is basically dividing this line. This P point is basically dividing this line AB in two parts. Okay, the two parts may be equal or may not be equal. Okay, it is not necessary that these two parts should be equal. Only the thing is that this P point divides this line segment into two parts. This first part AP and this is second part PB. Okay, these are the two parts in which this P point divides this line segment. So I will call this as internal division. Okay, what I will call it as internal division. I am calling it that P point divides this AB line internally. Okay, why internally? Because this P point is lie on the line segment AB. Okay, inside this 2 points. If P point lies somewhere outside, then I will say it may divide it externally, but that is not our concern. We are not going to discuss that concept. We are just strict to this concept, that is the P point lies on this line segment, that is P point divides this line segment internally. Okay, so what I am saying is P point divides AB internally. Okay, now if this P point is dividing this line AB internally, then that division must be in some particular ratio. There might be some ratio in which this line is divided, and I will call it as that P divides the line in ratio of AP is to PB. This will be the ratio of this line. Okay, it is the ratio of division of this line. For example, if I consider a line, let us say this is a line of, this point is A, this point is B, this is a line segment of, let us say, 4 centimeters. Okay, I have assumed a line which is of 4 centimeter, and let us say there is a point C on this line, such that point P or C, whatever you want to take, let us say P on this line segment, such that this AP is 3 centimeters and this PB is, let us say, 1 centimeter. Okay, what I have assumed, that there is a line segment of 4 centimeters and there is a point P which lie on this line segment, and this P point divides this line segment such that this AP is 3 centimeters and this PB is 1 centimeter. Now if I try to determine the ratio of division in which this line segment is divided, then what I have said, P point divides the line in the ratio of AP is to PB. So what is the length of AP? The length of AP is 3 centimeters, and what is the length of PB? It is 1 centimeter. So I will say that in this case, this P point divides the line in the ratio of 3:1. Okay, 3 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 3:1. So what we have understood that ये P point इस लाइन को डिवाइड करता है और किस रेशो में डिवाइड करता है? इस रेशो में, AP:PB, and that too कौन सा? Internally. Okay, this division is internal division. Okay, please remember this term, internal division. This P point is internally dividing this AB line. Okay, because in some books you might read about internal division and external division, but we are not dealing with external division. That's why I am emphasizing on this internal division. Okay, so यहाँ पर हमने ये समझा कि एक P point अगर किसी लाइन को डिवाइड करता है तो डिवाइड करने का बेसिकली मीनिंग क्या होता है. लेकिन अगर इस चीज को हम देखें तो यहाँ पर जस्ट हमने एक 4 सेंटीमीटर का लाइन अज्यूम कर लिया और एक P पॉइंट यहाँ पे मान लिया. लेकिन अगर इसी चीज को मुझे कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री में लगाना है, मुझे लेट अस से इस A और इस B पॉइंट के कोऑर्डिनेट्स गिवन है और मुझे इस P पॉइंट के कोऑर्डिनेट्स निकालने हैं कि बेसिकली इस P पॉइंट का लोकेशन क्या है सच दैट ये AB लाइन सेगमेंट को डिवाइड कर रहा है इन द रेशियो ऑफ 3:1. तो इस चीज को निकालने के लिए ही हम यूज करेंगे सेक्शन फॉर्मूला. सो वी विल गोइंग टू डिराइव व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज सेक्शन फॉर्मूला. ओके, सो लेट अस स्टार्ट डिराइविंग सेक्शन फॉर्मूला. सो फॉर दैट वी नीड 2 पॉइंट्स. लेट अस से दिस इज y axis and this is x axis. Okay, let us say this is y axis, this is x axis, and there are 2 points. This is the first point, let us say A, which is x1 comma y1, and this is the second point B, which is x2 comma y2. Okay, x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2. So the line segment will be this one. This is the line segment AB. Okay, AB line segment, and there is a point P on this line segment. Let us say this is P, and I am assuming that this P point divides this line segment in the ratio of M1 is to M2. Okay, the ratio is M1 is to M2. So this is what I have considered, that this P point divides this line segment in the ratio of M1 is to M2. So what should be the coordinates of this P point? Okay, my aim in this formula, in this derivation, in this problem is to calculate the coordinates, the location of P point. Okay, P point is, let us say, x comma y. We have assumed that the coordinates of point P are x comma y. Okay, now so we want to derive the coordinates of this point P. So how will we going to derive it? Let us start. First thing what I am going to do is I am going to draw perpendiculars from this point on x axis. Okay, if I draw a perpendicular from this A point on x axis, it will be like this. This will be the perpendicular. Similarly, I am going to draw a perpendicular from point P on x axis, and similarly from point B also again on x axis. So I have drawn 3 perpendiculars. Now let us name these points as L, this as M, and this as N. Now what will be the coordinates of point L? Since you can see that this line is perpendicular to x axis, okay, this line is perpendicular to x axis, so whatever be the coordinates of whatever be the x coordinate of A will be the x coordinate of L. Okay, because these 2 points lie on the same perpendicular. It is a line which is parallel to the y axis. Okay, so the x coordinate of L will be x1. But what about the y coordinate? The y coordinate of L will be 0. Okay, the y coordinate of L will be 0 because it lies on x axis. Okay, x axis पे lie कर रहा है L, इसलिए इसका x coordinate 0 होगा. और सॉरी y कोऑर्डिनेट 0 होगा और x कोऑर्डिनेट x1 क्यों होगा, बिकॉज a और l एक परपेंडिकुलर पे लाई कर रहे हैं. सो अगर a का x कोऑर्डिनेट x1 है तो डेफिनेटली l का भी x कोऑर्डिनेट x1 ही होना चाहिए. नाउ सिमिलरली व्हाट अबाउट द कोऑर्डिनेट्स ऑफ m पॉइंट? द कोऑर्डिनेट्स ऑफ m पॉइंट विल बी x, 0. Now why it is x? Because p and m are lying on the same perpendicular. Okay, so whatever be the coordinate of x coordinate of p will be the x coordinate of m, and since m lies on x axis इसीलिए इसका y coordinate 0 होगा. Similarly what about this point n? b and n are lying on the same perpendicular. This is a 90-degree angle, so definitely the coordinate, the x coordinate for b and n should be same. So it will be x2 and comma, again it lies on this x axis, so y coordinate is equals to 0. Okay, now so what we have done is we have drawn 3 perpendiculars from all these 3 points. Now similarly I am going to draw a perpendicular from this a point on this line PM. Okay, so what we have done, we have drawn, the first thing is draw perpendicular on x axis from A, P and B. Okay, this is the first thing that we have done. And in second case, second thing what we will going to do is we will draw a perpendicular from A on PM. So it will be something like this. Like this is the perpendicular from point A on PM. This is 90 degree, and let us say this point is C. Okay, let us say this point is C. Similarly, we will draw a perpendicular from this P point on this BN. So it will be like this. This is the perpendicular, this one, and let us say this is D. Okay, so what is the second thing that we will going to do is we will draw AC perpendicular to PM and PD perpendicular to BN. Okay, this is what we have done. We have simply drawn 2 perpendiculars on this BM and PN, this PM and BN, and 3 perpendiculars on x axis. Now now consider 2 triangles in this figure. The 2 triangles that we will going to consider is A, P, C and P, B, D. Now consider these 2 triangles. A, P, C means this one and P, B, D means this one. Consider these 2 triangles. In these 2 triangles you will find that this angle and this angle are equal. Okay, why these 2 angles are equal? Because both angles are 90 degree, because we have drawn perpendiculars. Okay, so in these 2 triangles I can say angle D is equals to angle C, each 90 degree. Okay, both the angles are 90 degree. Okay, now since D and C are equal, now second thing you can see that angle BPD, this angle, and angle PAC, this one angle, these 2 angles are also equal. Okay, just try to understand why they are equal. You can see that this PD and AC are 2 parallel lines. Why these are 2 parallel lines? Because AC is perpendicular to PM, okay, and PD is perpendicular to BN, but PM and BN are already parallel. Okay, PN और BM क्या है? Already this PM और BN already parallel given है. Given कैसे है? हमने इन्हें इस पे परपेंडिकुलर डाला x एक्सिस पे, तो इसीलिए ये दोनों पैरेलल हैं. और जब हमने इन दोनों पैरेलल लाइंस पे दो अलग परपेंडिकुलर डाले तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो दोनों पैरेलल हो जाएंगे. इट मींस AC और PD पैरेलल है. So if AC and PD are parallel, these two lines, this line and this line, and you can see this BA line is a transversal. Okay, BA line is a transversal. That's why I can see this kind of figure forming here. This one. These two are the lines and this is a transversal. Okay, you can see this kind of figure. So I am calling this angle and this angle. This one, this angle, this one is this angle and this one is this angle. So can I say these two angles are equal? Yes, I can say this, that these two angles are equal. Why? Because these two angles are corresponding angles. This is what you have studied in class 9th, in class 10th also, about the corresponding angles in triangles chapter. Generally जहाँ पे parallel lines आती हैं वहाँ पर हम इन्हें use करते हैं. So from this I can say that angle BPD is equals to angle PAC, and the reason is corresponding angles. So these are the two corresponding angles. Now since in these two triangles you can see that two of the corresponding angles are equal, that is this one is equal to this one and this one is equal to this one, so definitely third angle has to be equal to third one. Okay, or if two angles are equal, then I can say that by AA similarity the two triangles are similar. Okay, can I say this, that two triangles are similar? Yes, the two triangles are similar by AA similarity. इस चीज को आपने ट्राइंगल्स वाले चैप्टर में पढ़ा है, AA similarity के बारे में. Okay, now if these two triangles are similar, then their ratio are same, then the ratio of the corresponding sides are definitely same. So in these two triangles I can write, therefore AP upon PB is equals to AC upon PD is equals to this PC upon BD. Okay, what I have written is AP upon PB, okay, is equals to AC upon PD. These are the two corresponding sides, and is equals to PC upon BD. This is what I have written. The ratio of the two triangles, the ratio of the corresponding sides should be same. So this is the ratio. Okay, now in this ratio the one most important thing is that the ratio of AP is to PB. Just observe the ratio of AP is to PB. What we have assumed? We have assumed that this P point is dividing this line segment in the ratio of M1 is to M2. So definitely the ratio of AP is to PB is equals to M1 upon M2. This is what is given in this diagram. Okay, it is given in this diagram. ऐसा हमने starting में assume कर लिया था कि ये condition given है. Now, so AP upon PB की जगह पे मैं M1 upon M2 लिख सकता हूँ, this one. Okay, then what about AC? Just observe the length of AC. What is the length of AC? You can see that length of AC should be equal to length of LM. Then what is the length of LM? You can see that this is the origin. The length of LM is equals to OM minus OL. Okay, OM minus OL will be equals to LM. So I can say that AC is equals to LM is equals to OM minus ON. OL, sorry. OL, okay? This. Now, what is OM? You can see the coordinates of M are x comma 0. So, OM will be equals to x, okay, minus, then OL, the coordinates of L are x1 comma 0. So, length OL will be equals to x1, okay, so this is x1. So, यहाँ से हमें पता चलता है कि AC is basically equals to x minus x1. Okay, then similarly what about PD? What is the length of PD? PD length will be equals to Mn, okay, and what is Mn? Mn is basically On minus Om. इस On में से मैं अगर On को हटा On में से Om को हटा दूं इतने पार्ट को, so I will be left with this much part, okay. What is On? On is x2. The length of On is x2, and what is Om? It is x, okay. So I can directly write that PD is equals to On minus Om, which is x2 minus x, okay. This is the length of PD. Now then what about PC? This PC line. What about PC? The PC, for calculating the length of PC, you can see that PC will be equals to PM, this complete line PM minus this CM. Okay, what I am saying? The length of this PC will be equals to PM minus CM. Okay, what is the length of PM? The length of PM is the y coordinate of P. So length of PM is equals to y. Okay, then what is the length of CM? Now for that we need the y coordinate of point C. So what are the coordinates of point C? You can see that point C lies on this AC line, okay, and it lies on this PM also. So according to this PM line, the x coordinate of point C will be x and the y coordinate of point C will be y1. Okay, this is how, because इस तरह से ये एक परपेंडिकुलर लाइन है और एक ये परपेंडिकुलर लाइन है और सी पॉइंट दोनों ही परपेंडिकुलर्स के इंटरसेक्शन पे लाई कर रहा है. ओके, सो द कोऑर्डिनेट्स ऑफ पॉइंट सी इज x, y1. Similarly, what are the coordinates of point D? Coordinates of point D is, you can see this lying on this PD line, okay, like this. So the x coordinate of point D will be x, sorry, x nahi, y coordinate of point D will be y, and what about x coordinate? X coordinate will be like this BN line, so it will be x2. Okay, so this is the coordinate of point D. Now we are calculating this PC length. PC length is equals to PM minus CM. So I can write PC is equals to PM minus CM, where PM is equals to, the length of PM is equals to y minus CM is equals to y1. So this is y1. Okay, now, okay, so we have this line y and this is y1. Now the next thing that we are left with is BD. What is the length of BD? In the similar manner I can calculate the length of BD. BD will be equals to BN minus DN. Okay, so let us write it here. BD will be equals to BN minus DN. Now what is BN? The length of BN will be y coordinate of B. Okay, just remember what we have discussed in the first class. The y coordinate represent the distance from x axis, इसीलिए y coordinate y2 है, मतलब इस B point का इस x axis से distance कितना है? y2. Okay, so in place of BN I can write y2 minus, in place of DN, this line DN, I can write y, the y coordinate of DN, so it is y. Okay, now So we have calculated, we have expressed all the distances in the form of x coordinates and y coordinates. This one, then this one. This is the first, this is second, third, and this is the fourth. Okay. Now let us use all these relations. First, let us use this relation AC upon PD is equals to AP upon PB. Okay. AC upon PD is equals to AP upon PB. In place of AC, I can write x minus x1. Okay. So x minus x1 upon, in place of PD, I can write x2 minus x is equals to, in place of AP upon PB, I can write m1 upon m2. So this will be m1 upon m2. Okay, this is m1 upon m2. Now can we solve this? Yes, it's very easy to solve this. You can cross multiply it here like this to calculate the value of x. What we want to deduce from this relation? We want to deduce the value of x in terms of m1, m2, x1 and x2. Okay, I am repeating it again. What we need to deduce from this relation? We need to deduce the value of this x in terms of m1, m2 and x1, x2. Okay. So let us cross multiply. It will give you x m2 minus m2 x1 is equals to m1 x2 minus x m1. Okay. So let us bring this term to the LHS and shift this term to RHS. So it will give you x m2 plus x m1 is equals to m1 x2 plus m2 x1. Okay. Similarly, if you take x as common in bracket, it you will be left with m1 plus m2 is equals to m1 x2 plus m2 x1. So the value of x that you will get from this relation is m1 x2 plus m2 x1 whole divided by m1 plus m2. This is the value of x, or the x coordinate of point P in terms of m1, m2 and x1, x2. So this will be the value of point P, okay, the x coordinate of point P. But we need to calculate the y coordinate also. To locate some point, we need two coordinates, x coordinate as well as y coordinate. So let us calculate the y coordinate. Okay, let us calculate it here. So to calculate the y coordinate, we need to use this relation and this relation, because you can see in PC the length of PC is in terms of y and length of BD is also in terms of y coordinate. Okay, so I am going to use the relation, this one, PC upon BD is equals to AP upon PB. Okay. Now what is PC? PC is y minus y1. So this will be y minus y1 upon BD. BD is y2 minus y. So BD की जगह पे y2 minus y is equals to AP upon PB. Just we have derived it. It will be m1 upon m2. Okay. This will be the relation y minus y1 upon. Let us write it here because we need space. Y minus y1 upon y2 minus y is equals to m1 upon m2. Okay. The same relation that we have got here for x, here we have got it in terms of y. Okay. No difference you can see, just x is replaced by y. So in similar manner, let us solve this relation also. Okay, in the same manner we will solve this. And what we need to deduce from this relation? From this relation I want to deduce the value of y in terms of m1, m2 and y1, y2. Okay, in case of x, we have deduced the value of x in terms of m1, m2, x1, x2, but here we will get the value of y in terms of m1, m2 and y1, y2. Okay. So in this relation, when you solve this, you will get y m2 minus y1 m2. Okay, just a cross multiplication is equals to y2 m1 minus y m1. Okay. Similarly, shift this term here and this term to the RHS. So y m2 plus y m1 is equals to y1 m2 plus y2 m1. Okay. So when you take y common from this relation, you will get the value of y is equals to y1 m2 plus y2 m1 upon m1 plus m2. So this will be the y coordinate of point P, which divides this AB line segment in two parts of m1 is to m2 ratio. Okay. So this is the y coordinate. So what are the coordinates? What is the location of point P? I can say that the location of point P is x2 m1 plus m2 x1 upon m1 plus m2, comma y2 m1 plus m2 y1 upon m1 plus m2. These are the coordinates and this is the location of point P. This P point divides AB line in m1 is to m2 ratio internally. Okay. So this is an internal division of this line segment by this P point and the coordinate of point P. Now you can see, by changing the ratio of division, I will get different points. Okay. For example, if P point lies here, then the ratio of division will be something different and you will get different coordinates. If the P point lie here, the location of P point is here, then you will get different coordinates. So depending on the location of point P, depending on the ratio of division of this line, we will get different points of different coordinates of point P. Okay. So this gives the section formula. Okay, this is known as the section formula. Okay, so we have derived the section formula in very detail. I have covered all the small concepts that are not given in the book or not explained to you by someone. Okay, I have covered each and everything. If you still have any doubt, please repeat this lecture and watch again. I have covered each and everything in this concept. Okay, so this is how you need to derive section formula if you get in the exam. Okay, so first note this, then we will solve some practice questions based on this section formula to get a better understanding. Okay.